Alright guys, it's early and I've got a couple of hours free. So let's try and get under this LX Torana and figure out this drive shaft. Now, I've got the drive shaft fully bottomed out in the transmission. And we're going to try and figure out how much too long this is. So it looks like where we need to mount our uni joint is almost right where that weld is. So what we've got to do, the way you do this is, well, the way that I've always done it is you want to have about 3/4 of an inch of travel on your spline section into your transmission. So I bottom it all out, figure out where I need to cut the end off, and then subtract 3/4 of an inch. And that will get us pretty much spot on where we need it to be. It's always worked for me in the past. Fingers crossed it works today. Let's get stuck into it and get it done. Okay guys, we've got the drive shaft on the bench here, and I just wanted to run through what I'm going to be doing here and why, and a few tips if you're going to try and do this yourself. So, first things first, drive shaft's on the bench here. What we need to pay attention to first of all is what we call our phase, and our phase is the relationship between this universal joint and the tube and this universal joint up here. Now, this universal joint and this universal joint need to be assembled in the same plane, so they need to be aligned with each other. And as you can see, I've drawn a line on my shaft here already, and the reason for that is because I want this to go back onto the tube exactly where it came off. The way I've done that is I found the low point on my universal joint cup here, made a mark, and then used my angle, wrapped this around the tube, and then scribed a line with my Sharpie. Now, once you've done this, you're pretty much good to go. You need to grind this weld off, don't damage the yoke, and then cut your tube to length, reinstall this and weld it back on. Now, this is something that I wouldn't recommend if you're not very experienced, but it's worth a try if it's something that's not, if it's not something that you really need to rely on. So if it's like a off-road vehicle or something like that, you'd probably be okay giving it a shot for the first time on that. Definitely don't do it on your daily. Don't do it on something that's really high horsepower. You can do it, but obviously you need experience, and you need to get experience by doing it in the first place. So I'd start at the bottom, work on things that aren't as important, things that aren't as dangerous, and work your way up to a street car. Anyway, enough said. Let's get in here now and chop this yoke off. We'll get our tube cut down, and then we'll assemble it all back together. I think I'll take this time here, guys, just to make a disclaimer that this is not an educational video. This is for entertainment purposes. I'm not an expert. I'm actually self-taught in all of this fabrication stuff, and it's just something that I like. It's my hobby and I enjoy it. But this by no means is an educational video. I'm not teaching anyone how to do anything. I'm just showing you what I do. So if you're going to have a go at this, it's at your own risk. Don't blame me. But I think if it is something you're interested in, you should get in the shed and give it a go. Okay, I've done the thing I was afraid of. I've cut into this a little bit too deeply, right around where the weld is. And, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world, because this is still the same diameter all the way along, and our welded section is the most important part. So, we're going to carry on now. We're going to clean this up, we're going to get the tube cut down, and we're going to get it all back together. Alright, I made a mark on the pipe here, as you can see, where I think we need to cut it. So we're going to get back under there now. I'm going to stick the tail shaft back in. I've gone along and I've cleaned up our yoke. So that's ready to go. That took a bit of time to get cleaned up. I didn't get to film that. I thought I had the camera rolling, but I didn't. So all I did was obviously I cut the pipe off and then I ran my grinder around the weld until it became paper thin, and you can see it's starting to peel off. So you just take your time, go slowly, back and forth, and then peel up the bits of old pipe away, and that's the area that you want to put your new piece of pipe over, and then just grind the weld away completely. That way you'll get a nice round surface, it'll be centralised in the pipe, won't have any waves or anything in it, and you should be able to get this thing to fit pretty good. Alright, so got the tail shaft bottomed all the way out, and then this line here represents where the weld is going to be up against this edge somewhere. So if that's in there, we're still needing to cut a bit more off. So I'm thinking we're going to go right up to about there. So take double off what we were going to originally. That way, once we pull the tail shaft back, this will sit perfectly where it needs to sit. So we need to take a fair bit more off of that. If we're here, we're going to be butted right up against the transmission really hard, and that's not what we want. So, like I say, we'll come forward right around there, so double what I'd already thought it was going to be, chop that off, and weld this in. Okay, so I've decided to take off 1 inch instead of 3/4. And I do have another mark here that I might go out to if this is still too short, but I'd rather cut less off than I have to and be able to cut more if I need to than actually go ahead and cut too much off and then be stuck with something I can't use. So as you can see here too, I'm using the paper trick. This is a trick I've used before. This is how you cut a straight line on a tube. So you get a piece of paper, A4 paper, wrap it around your tube, make sure your ends butt up together, and then just use that edge of the paper as a guide to draw your line. Always works out pretty good for me. Yep, there we go. Now we're going to cut that line, stick the yoke back in, weld it on. You guys will be noticing I'm working on the floor again, and it's because at the moment the shed's full again and there's so much stuff in here that can catch on fire. I'd rather do it on the ground where I know I'm not going to set anything alight. Okay, nice straight line. We'll just clean that up, pop that back in there. Line up our lines. Now, all we have to do is get it so it's straight. So we need to put it back in the car. We need to get some uni joints on here, get it in the car, set it up, and hopefully it's going to work. Check that out, guys. That's spot on where we want it there. Smack on the money. Now, up the front, what you need to be aware of is this amount of stick out of your transmission. So I'm about to push that in now, and you'll see how far in you need. Okay, so you need to have at least 3/4 of an inch to an inch of stick out before the transmission bottoms out on the tail shaft. Now we've achieved that. Everything's fitting perfectly fine, as you can see, and I'm happy with it, so weld it. Okay, there is one last thing that's going to be hard to show on camera, but we also need to check run out. So what I've done is I've rigged myself up a little bit of a contraption here with some old TIG wire, and we've got an air gap between the pointer and the tail shaft, and what we want to do is focus while we spin the tail shaft and see if this gap gets bigger or smaller. So ever so slightly, we're just turning the crankshaft, turning the crankshaft. We want to make sure our air gap stays uniform all the way around. Nearly there, about halfway now. Maintaining about a 1mm gap. Yeah, it's ever so slightly tighter here, and then it's getting greater out here. Okay, so what we're going to do is give this a tiny little tap. I'm going to close that gap up a little bit, and then we're going to try it again. Alright, it's going to be hard to see, guys, like I said, but I've got that tightened up a little bit more. I've given the shaft a bit of a whack with the hammer, and now we're maintaining our 1mm gap all the way around, and it looks great. So now we can go ahead and weld it. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. That's it's very important to check. You want to make sure that your run out is right. You don't want to have any out of round. You don't want this shaft to be wobbling around before you even get a chance to balance it. But that's great there, guys. We'll go ahead and weld that where it is. Alright guys, I know you just saw my technique there. That's something that I pioneered myself. If you're doing stuff like this, pipe or whatever, and you don't have a rotator, get yourself a seat to sit on, and as you're welding, roll across. See? Okay, you watch the end of the tube, you sit here, you got your welder on, and you're rolling across the tube, and it ain't the best, but it works. Sorry about the shot up the shorts there, guys. Alright, that's welded. I'm happy with it. Chuck it back in the car. There we go, guys. Finished off. Shortened 6-cylinder Holden Torana drive shaft. Was out of a 6-cylinder Trimatic. That yoke actually fits in the 4060E, and we shortened the tube, welded the yoke back on the bottom, given a nice paint job, and I'm stoked with it. So that'll be it for this week. Well, at least for this video. Hope you liked it. Chuck a comment down in the bottom. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the hype button, and I'll see you next time. But don't forget, these projects won't finish themselves. Get in the shed.